Hello and welcome to the University Honors Workshop. This presentation is intended for transfers who have already been accepted into University Honors as there is no fourth year entry portal. We are recording this presentation and will be providing it to all students who were unable to attend today and to all of you here today so that you can go back and reference it if you need to. Anything you say or write in the chat will become a part of the recording. To ensure that everyone can hear the presentation, please mute your microphones during the presentation. And if you are able and comfortable doing so, please turn on your camera so that we can see your faces. We will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. You're welcome to type your questions in the chat feature during the presentation, and we will address them once the presentation has concluded. To ask us a question live during the question portion of our presentation, please use the raise your hand feature. We will begin by introducing yourself. My name is Myra Jones. I'm a University Honors Counselor, and I'm also in charge of marketing and media for the department.
Hi, my name is Latoya Ambrose. I'm a University Honors Counselor, and I oversee leadership, professional development, and scholarships.
Tammy?
Hi, I'm Tammy Wagner, a University Honors Counselor. I'm in charge of admissions, recruitment, scheduling, and a few other things.
Hi, everybody. University Honors Counselor Oscar Serna, academic scheduling, as well as Tau Sigma and alumni relations. So to start off, University Honors is based on 3 pillars of excellence: creativity and innovation, culture of contribution, diversity, and global citizenship. So when we would think of these 3 pillars of excellence, it's pretty much to push students outside their boundary, to give them a well-rounded, holistic experience here at UCR, whether you're over in humanities or over there on the opposite side of campus at CNAS, at BCOE. We try to give opportunities so you can be exposed to different things that you may not be exposed to if you stayed in your field. So it's to make you think critically outside of your comfort zone, opportunities that maybe wouldn't be afforded to you as well, but just to give you a well-rounded experience that outside of maybe what you were expecting.
So here's a University Honors student profile. Oh, there's some good demographics for you there. On the left, there's the information about gender. Below that is the college breakdown. In the middle, you can see GPA. And on the right is the ethnicity breakdown. One good thing to note is that for University Honors students, their GPA typically, their average GPA is typically a lot higher. You can see it's an average of 3.7 versus the national average for college GPAs is 3.5.
There are a number of benefits associated with being in There are a number of benefits associated with being a University Honors. Some of those are academic. Honors students get the benefit of living in a living learning community. Honors is also like a type of learning community, as our students take the same honors courses with fellow honors students and are housed together if they live on campus. We have data that shows that involvement in learning communities like University Honors provides from a 0.15 to a 0.3 cumulative GPA bump. While not all of your classes will be honors classes, honors students have the option to choose an honors version of some courses. These classes have faculty that run the discussion sections instead of the graduate student, and are also smaller in size. So instead of going to really large lectures of about 100 to 300 students, these are generally anywhere from 15 to 20 students. You will also be receiving priority registration, which means that you can enroll in your classes earlier than the rest of the student population. So your chances of getting into courses that you need so you can graduate our time is greater, especially with courses being really impacted on campus. Finally, our students are required to complete a capstone project during the year that they graduate, and this can be research, creative, or experiential activity. You can write a novel, report on lab research, or even create something like a documentary. These projects enable students to take learning outside of the classroom and apply critical thoughts to the topics they are most passionate about. Honors offers both coach support and mentorship throughout the process, and students can use this experience to help them get into graduate school or provide them invaluable experience that can boost your resume for your intended career.
So we also have some community benefits for University Honors. The first are more faculty interactions. We have a full-time faculty director, and we also have 8 engaged faculty fellows. So they also teach honors classes, and they also oversee some faculty-led programming, which sometimes takes place off campus. And we also have faculty in residencies that live in both Pentland and Glenmore. For the student community, we are a pretty close-knit community. We're actually closer to over 900 students now, with over 26,000 students at UCR. So we're very small. And we also have honors housing available in Pentland and Glenmore. Pentland Hills Honors Hall is for first-year students. However, second years and beyond have options to be able to stay in Glenmore housing as well. We also have personalized advising. Each student is required to do one group advising session, but you also have the option to have one-on-one meetings with your counselor as well. In the honors counselors, we have a much smaller caseload than a typical academic advisor. So our meetings tend to be longer, and you also have the option to have multiple meetings with us as well.
Yeah.
Another opportunity, I'm sorry, okay.
Does somebody need some help? Okay. Sorry about that. There we go. University Honors actually offers a number of leadership opportunities that you might be interested in joining. One of those being the University Honors Audiamus Journal. This is an award-winning national journal. It accepts original research and anything reproducible on paper. This journal is completely put together by students from beginning to end. They advertise for the positions, they advertise for submissions, review the submissions, edit the journal, design the journal, market the journal, and finally send it to print. So if this is the type of opportunity that you're interested in, I highly encourage you to apply. And students who do participate in Audiamus are awarded a scholarship for their participation. We also have a University Honors Media team. We have a number of positions within the media team, and the media team evolves from year to year as media evolves. So for example, we will have photographers attend events and take photographs at events. At one point, we had a design student who designed our logo that you saw at the beginning of the presentation. Students have created YouTube videos and put them on our YouTube channel. We have a student who runs our social media channels. So if you're interested in being in that type of creative endeavor, definitely apply to be on the University Honors Media team. This opportunity is also awarded a scholarship for participation.
Come here.
Another great opportunity is looking into the following years. What's called the University Honors Ambassadors. Essentially, we hire 10 to 15 University Honor students that work directly more with our first year students. So if first year students have any questions about honors, about transition to UCR, about life in general, professional, personal, whatever it is, they're there to pretty much guide them there. Oftentimes first year students are more comfortable talking with an ambassador because maybe they're more related to them, they're closer to their age range, they just know what they're going through, so there's a bond right there. It's a great opportunity if you're interested for learning student development, mentoring, community enhancement activities, so getting to plan events. There's a lot of liberty on what type of events you get to plan as well. There's also an awarded University Honors Scholarship, so there's a financial incentive on top of all the professional development and getting to add it to your resume as well. Faculty-led programming, like it was mentioned prior, we do work with various faculty members across campus. So when working with faculty, we make sure that we're working with instructors and faculty that are from all the colleges. So whether it's CHAS, ACOE, Education, School of Business, CNAS, School of Public Policy, we try to work with faculty across the board, and the faculty we work with plan different events. So the events can range from workshops to speakers to events to field trips to the Getty to field trips to botanical gardens, field trips to different laboratories, art studios, whatever it may be. They plan different events that are available to all University Honors students. These events are available to any university honor student. Important caveat with that too. We never charge for any programming we do, whether that's in-house at honor specifically or an event outside, whatever it is. We never charge students for a copay for that. So we encourage students to participate if it's something they're interested in, to definitely sign up for that. For connection opportunities on and off campus, oftentimes our communication team is reached out with opportunities for whether it's opportunities on internships, scholarships, resources as well. So we try to provide those through our email and social media. So making sure you read those email and then connect it with us to your social media will definitely possibly give you more opportunities.
Some of the additional honors resources we have is the honors office. We're located in Sky Hall, 3rd floor, 381. It's a really great space where you can use to study, interact with other students. There's all kinds of opportunities to engage. For example, we had a Halloween social last year. We had different specific themed movie events, a lot of really great fun things to do. And there's also curricular activities like was previously mentioned, such as museums, outings. The picture in the middle is the one from the Lion King play, which was really fun.
And a little bit more independent. So for example, honors biology and normal bio.
And so another benefit that we have are scholarships that are available. And as you can see, there are several scholarships that are available to only honors students. And so what I strongly advise you to do, because the deadlines and requirements are different, is to check our website when school begins. If you check right now, you're going to see last year's scholarships. And so that will be updated by the time the school year starts. But it's really important to check the deadlines and then also check your emails when these scholarships become available, because you'll be surprised how little students apply to these scholarships. We have thousands of dollars available and not too many students apply. So it's really important that you do that, because that increases your chances of receiving them. And so next we have some myths and facts for you guys. And so the first myth is the honors requirements that will prevent me from graduating on time. This is not true. Our students receive priority registration. Beginning winter quarter, you'll have priority registration, which will actually help you graduate on time, if not a little bit sooner, which will allow you to work with your college requirements and your honors requirements. And if there are any conflicts, you can reach out to your honors counselor about that. Next is the honors charges the student fees for the services that we provide. We do not charge a student fee for any aspect of the program, not even our events. Like Tammy mentioned, they went to see the Lion King. That was completely free to the honors students. So we do not charge students for those things. And the next is honors is the same as Latin honors or other honor society like Phi Beta Kappa or Golden Key. And so Latin honors is determined by your college and is based on your GPA. And honor societies usually have a separate admissions process. And so you could choose between which society would benefit you. However, those are not necessarily affiliated with university honors. Honors is a 4-year program at UCR, and we have our own distinct admissions process and requirements that lead to a notation on your transcript. The next is honors counselors advise on major requirements. We can only advise you on your honors requirements. And so any questions pertaining to your major requirements should be directed to your college advisor and not necessarily to university honors. However, we can help you with your honors course requirements. And last, that honors is a college that oversees all of my undergraduate records. Honors is not a college, but we are a program. And so we're part of a larger system of multiple departments.
So if there's a slide that you're going to pay attention to, this should be it. This slide outlines your course requirement for the next academic year. So this fall 2023, all of you in university honors are required to enroll in HMPG 149. In winter 2024, you'll be required to enroll in HPG 150. And in spring 2024, you'll be required to enroll in HPG 198. You will be taking these required honors courses in support of the capstone project, which was described earlier. As you take these required courses, you'll begin and continue to work on your capstone project until it's completed. Students who will be working on their capstone should also consider the following things during the next academic year. Between now and by the end of fall quarter, you should really start looking into what you might want to do for your capstone, what area you might want your capstone to be about, and finding faculty who have expertise in that area. In HMPG 149, they will be talking to you about resources on campus that are going to be helpful towards the capstone, perhaps how to write an abstract, how to find a faculty mentor. But then when you start HMPG 150 in the winter, you're going to have to complete that abstract. You're going to have to turn in a capstone proposal form that's going to have that abstract about your project, and your signature and your faculty mentor's signature. So it's going to take some time to kind of figure out what you want to do and find faculty who have expertise in that area. You should have some backups in mind because your first choice might not be available, and to give you time to actually reach out to them and get them to agree to be your mentor. In HMPG 150, you'll also work on your prospectus and get started on the capstone. In HMPG 198H, you will have independent study time or research time to kind of get started on that work. For those of you who are considering working with human subjects and that will need IRB approval, it is very important that you get started in spring 2024, as the IRB approval process can be very time consuming and complicated depending on what it is that you're going to be doing. You might need to resubmit the forms, make edits, etc., and that can take some time. So if you are considering that, please keep in mind that you should start working on that on spring 2024. Oscar?
So for additional resources, we have multiple resources available to students while they're here in University Honors. One of them to start off with is called eScholarship. Essentially, eScholarship, at first you can find it on our website specifically. eScholarship is where since around 2017, any completed capstone by University Honors students gets uploaded there. So it's a great resource to review, to see what type of capstones and projects have been done in the past, how they look like, the formatting, what topics have been touched upon. Potentially, like if a faculty member has worked on something before in the past, it's a really good place to like just get a general idea of like what it looks like, what's the end product, maybe get inspired by some possible topics as well. The faculty mentor student handbook is a great read as well. While like kind of long, it does explain a lot of what the capstone project is, a technical aspect, as well as what the faculty's role is within working with a student on the capstone. There's the undergraduate research portal. So essentially their faculty or departments can post different research opportunities, study opportunities there if they're interested in recruiting students or what they're working on. You can browse that to see if there's anything on campus already being researched or there are possible field study you can get involved with. It's not the end all be all. I really recommend if you're interested in a specific faculty member or department to research their website, their UCR profile. Oftentimes faculty have their own separate Google page or separate site available to them, separate lab page, separate research page, whatever it is. You can look at there and see like what their current research is and possibly if it's a match or not. Later on in HPG 149, which you will enroll in for fall, you'll receive a faculty mentors list. And essentially what that is at the beginning of every academic year, we ask faculty across campus, hey, are you interested in working with honor students? If yes, please tell us what's your name, your department, what are you researching, how many students are you interested in? And it's a good starting list. Important caveat of that is if you don't see a specific name on there, it doesn't mean that the faculty is not interested. Many faculty are interested that aren't on the list. Is just like a good stepping stone in case you need like a jump start somewhere else. So good list to use, but if they're not on there, don't worry. You can still ask around and if a faculty possibly could say yes as well. Later on, you'll also receive a mandatory orientation via email. This will explain different university honors requirements as well as opportunities and benefits and a lot of critical details that you need to know. You'll be notified via email with instructions as well as the deadline. It is very important that you complete this module online by the deadline because if you do not, you will be discontinued from the program.
So you may be asking, how do I stay in honors? It's really important to make sure you're keeping up with the emails, the communication emails, and the website. It lists all the requirements there, whether it's a course requirement or a non-course requirement. just make sure you keep track and take all of the courses, do the online orientation and different things like the counseling that's requested. And if you ever have questions, you could always reach out to us. And there's two statuses. There's good standing or discontinued. So pretty much as long as you complete your requirements, maintain the minimum GPA, which is a 3.25 at the end of spring term each year, then you'll stay in honors and be in good standing. Otherwise, if you miss one of the requirements, you don't do a course, you don't do the counseling, you'll be discontinued. But there's good news. You get one appeal for your time that you're in honors. So maybe something happened, you were sick or something like that, then you can appeal your disqualification for missing that requirement, maybe your counseling. So a great tip is just to reach out to us, your counselor, and let us know ahead of time. The sooner we know something, the more we can help you. And then so that way we can help guide you on what you can do to meet the requirements, or like in this case, you can appeal once for the time. So here's our online honors resources. You can see our website at the top. It's honors.ucr.edu. We also have our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. All of those links are there, and you'll get great resources and information from all of them. I encourage you to check them out.
And so University Honors currently has eight staff members, four of which that you're meeting today. But we also have Christine Parada, who's our office coordinator. She generally sits at our front desk. And then we have Jane Kim, who's our assistant director, Erin Bouchon, who's our administrative director, and our faculty director, Dr. Richard Cardulo. And so this is actually Oscar's last day. So he accepted a new position. And so for those of you who are in Oscar's caseload, Jane Kim will be your counselor temporarily until that position is filled.
So one of the honor societies we are involved in is called Tau Sigma. So if you are a transfer student and you have a 3.5 GPA or above your first quarter at UCR, you'll be invited to join. You'll be notified via and through your R mail, so your UCR email account. There is a one-time $50 membership fee. So it will be a great organization to also meet other transfer students who are also in the same distinction. It opens up a lot of opportunities for professional development, as well as networking and scholarship opportunities as well. So if you're invited, I encourage you to apply, and the resources are there as well.
So now we're going to open it up for questions. We'll begin by addressing the questions in the chat. And then if we have time remaining, we could take additional questions. In case we don't have time remaining, please remember that you can send us questions at honors@ucr.edu, and it'll get forwarded to the appropriate staff member.
I have a question.
Sure, William.
Based on your personal experience, what would you say is what would you recommend as a good idea for students to use as their capstone project?
There's a number of things you can do. You can stay within your major. You can go outside of your major. You could do something that's interdisciplinary in nature. You could do something that's research-based or creative. I suggest that you go to eScholarship. It is linked on our website. It is linked on the email I sent you as well with the various resources I sent. Capstones that have been turned in over the last few years that have been submitted electronically have been archived there. So if you wanted to see the types of capstones that have been done, what they look like, what types of capstones can be done, that would be a really good place to get started.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Latoya, we have a question on the chat. How would we access these scholarships and job opportunities?
I can answer that, but I know there were some questions that were asked during the presentation. So I don't know if you want to go in order there.
That is from the chat.
Oh, there was some before that, like while we were still presenting.
All right, let me go to the way to the bottom. How long are the honors courses? How many times do we have to attend the course lecture, and for how long every week? Oscar?
So the course you're going to take in fall is HNPG 149. It is asynchronous, so that means it does not have a specific meeting time and location, but you will have regular weekly assignments or things to read on there, whether it's resources, workshops, modules. So you will have assignments there, but it does not have a specific meeting time per se. In winter quarter, when you take HNPG 150, that will have a lecture and that will have a discussion. So it's the hours are it's 2 hours uh for the lecture and 1 hour for discussion. For that essentially class that gives you more resources for how to do your capstone project, resources available to that, how to start a prospectus, a timeline, etc. When you get into spring for HMPG 198H, that class is pretty much also dedicated to you working on your capstone with your faculty mentor. There are still a few assignments from Dr. Cardullo, the faculty director, which can include like a survey, it can include a progress report, different submitting your prior prospectus, et cetera. That's finished in 150. But the core of 198H would be to be working with your faculty mentor and having regular communications with them. Now, when you get to your final year and you're taking 199H every quarter, that one is very similar, the same thing where you will have that's pretty much you're going to be working with your faculty mentor or mentors on the capstone project, continuously having regular meeting with them, regular progress, and Dr. Cardullo or the faculty director will be asking for different materials, whether it's your status, your progress reports, or surveys along the way. So in essence, the only class that you're actually gonna like take up time, a set scheduled block of time in your schedule will be winter quarter for HMPG 150.
Do you have honors classes for individual colleges such as business? Oscar.
That one really depends on what each department wants to offer. So whereas like say could be like a business 100H class, it really depends up to the specific academic department if they want to offer that or not. We're unable to know what the departments are going to be offer at any given time pretty much until a few months before scheduling. So I encourage you to look at the schedule of classes later on when you start enrolling for classes to see if possibly there's any H courses for honors or not outside specifically for individual colleges and departments.
Are our honors requirements also on the degree audit? I'll let you have this one, LaToya.
Yes, they will be. However, they may or may not count for credit towards your major, but they will be on your transcript and your degree audit when you complete them. However, they may not necessarily count towards your major course requirements.
These classes are for transfers only, right? The courses we reviewed in this presentation are university honors requirements specifically for honors third years, which include the honors transfers. I received an invitation, but was unable to apply by the deadline as well. So I believe this question is for students who may not have gotten into honors at this time. So Tammy, I'll let you do the spiel about whether they're going to be able to join.
Sure. So for admission for the upcoming, we're about to start it in a few weeks for the 23-24 academic year. Admissions was open from March until July for incoming transfer students. So the invitations were sent out then, and July 2nd was the deadline to apply. So unfortunately, for any students that did not get into university honors, it's now closed for admission, so you cannot apply for this academic year. But if you're going to remain at UCR for 3 years, so for this academic year, for the next one, and then graduate in spring 2026, you can apply then, which would be around March 2024. So if you're gonna stay here until spring 26, please reach out to us and let us know. And you could potentially apply in March 2024 to join us in the 24-25 academic year. But again, only if you're gonna stay until spring 26. Otherwise, if you're gonna graduate in 2 years, unfortunately, the portal is closed and we are not accepting any applications or anything else for this academic year.
How do I apply for honors scholarships, LaToya?
So the honor scholarships will be posted on the website when the school year begins. Most of them are due early winter quarter, so you really want to check then. But there will be a link on our website for you to apply to them. And then I think the question about job opportunities, I think they're talking about the leadership positions.
Correct.
Those will be emailed to all honor students to apply for Audiamus and the ambassadors and the media team. They have separate recruitment processes, but most of them usually take place in early spring. So you want to keep an eye out on your emails to make sure you capture that application when they become available.
Do we have to take a lot of honors courses in order to stay in the program? Oscar.
So the honors courses they require to take are essentially what was described in the presentation. fall HMPG 149, winter HMPG 150, spring 198H, and then your final year 199H for every quarter. Those are the courses you're required to take. Overall, unit wise, it's not meant to be detrimental or affect you, or where it's going to necessarily take up any time, much unit space overall for your registration. Like was mentioned prior, the only class that you will actually have a set meeting time set in stone will be HMPG 150, that will have a set meeting location and time for the lecture and discussion. But for 149 in fall, it will be asynchronous, so you will have weekly assignments that you have to do. And then for 198H and 199H, when you're working on your capstone, that is at your own speed, determined with your faculty mentor of regular meets as well.
That actually concludes the questions in the chat. We want to give you time to attend rotation 2 of the workshops for transfer orientation. But if you have any remaining questions, again, please forward those to honors@ucr.edu and we'll make sure that they get addressed. Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and we look forward to seeing you in the next academic year.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.